What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. We are still in the winter months. We still got the chilly temperatures. Today we're only highs in the mid-30s. Hopefully the sweatshirt will keep me warm this video. I was freezing last time. I know I mentioned it 5,000 times. I'll try not to do that this time. But thank you so much for tuning in today. We're trying to prep. We're trying to get our game plan. As somebody said in the comments previously, it was a great analogy. We're getting the game plan. We're huddled up. It's winter. We're not doing a lot outside, but we're getting our plan together for what we're going to run with when summer comes. You know, our grass is going to begin to take off for cool season lawns. It's going to begin to take off, and our grass is going to be going. We're going to be mowing again, and we want to have our fert and all our things ready to go. So thank you for tuning in. Today, guys, what I want to talk about is our pH. And we've talked about a little bit about soil testing, and today I want to get into more, and sorry, fixing the camera a little bit. We want to talk a little bit about our pH and why that's important. It's something I've mentioned in the past, but it's something else we can talk about today. And what I did a while back is I bought one of these rapid pH tests at like a Ace Hardware or a Town and Country that's got a little, if you can see that, it's got a little meter. It's not probably going to be 100% accurate, but it gives you a snapshot of right now, what does my soil look like. So we'll do this after we talk a little bit about lime and talk a little bit about pH. And I want to go to, I don't want to confuse anybody because this topic sometimes can confuse us when we're thinking, okay, lime raises our pH, or wait a minute, does lime lower our pH? I don't want to guess, I don't want to, and that's why I go to the pros. And so I pulled up something from Pennington.com, so we give credit to them for everything I'm going to mention here. But number one, what is lime? If you don't know, lime is a soil amendment made from ground limestone rock, which naturally contains calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. When lime is added to soil, these compounds work to increase the soil's pH. So there's our answer. It increases our pH. So if you have low pH, lime will help increase it. If you've got really high pH, lime is not what you want to do. It's only going to make it go higher. So be aware of that, number one. Even though lime includes calcium and magnesium, which are essential nutrients for healthy plant growth, it's not a substitute for fertilizer. Lime's primary role is to alter soil pH and offset soil acidity, which can improve the availability of plant nutrients. It's something you need to be aware of, and that's why I'm making the video about it here in early February, so you can keep this on your radar. Somewhere in here it'll tell us, well, here we go, why apply lime? Why do I need to care, Mr. Ferguson? That was the what is lime. Now, why do I need to apply lime to my yard? Let's go there. I don't want to go off topic because they pretty much cover everything on this article. Lawns need lime when low soil pH starts inhibiting the availability of nutrients. Soil pH preferences vary between regional lawn grasses, but most grasses prefer soil pH between 5.8 and 7.2. So if you're at 5.8, you probably want to add some lime to raise that up a little bit. If you're at 7.2, you want to use something like, I know Jonathan Green puts out an alkaline conditioner that lowers pH, but if you're in the top part of those ranges, you might want to work on lower or raising. But the fine middle, as you see, 5.8, 7.2, if you're around 6.5, you're right in the happy zone. When pH strays too far in either direction, even plentiful nutrients are restricted. Lime restores balance in overall acidic soil to bring pH back to optimal growing levels. So you can have a problem with nutrients in the soil getting to your plant without lime and without a proper pH. I can still have grass, right, Mr. Ferguson? Sure. But when you don't pay attention to it, and you're like, I put lime down like 2 years ago, I'm good. Well, you need to check your pH. You need to do soil testing or do a pH reading like I'm about to do here in a little bit and check it, because you may need to add some lime or to adjust it to get it in that range to make sure nutrients are able to be available and get to the grass. How do I know when my lawn needs lime? When soil becomes too acidic, lawn grasses struggle, and plants that flourish in acidic soil take their place. For example, the presence of lawn moss signals your soil pH has become too low for strong, healthy grass growth. Other warning signs include increases in common lawn weeds, diseases, and insect pests. Many weeds prefer acidic soil, and low pH can inhibit the effectiveness of some herbicides and insecticides. When soil is overly acidic, you'll also notice that grasses don't respond to quality fertilizers quite as much with the healthy, lush growth you normally expect. So that's how do you know if it's like, man, my lawn ain't greening up. There's something something I'm missing here. I'm putting down fert just like everybody else is putting down fert, but I'm not noticing that green up. It's just not looking right. It don't seem to be making a big difference. Your pH could be the answer. My pH, maybe that's why that fert didn't do hardly anything. It's not getting the nutrients. It's just your pH. It can't do, the nutrients are not getting in the plant, and it's not able to move that fert like you want it to. Why is soil testing important? I'm not even going to read this. We've already went over that in another video. It's important to know where our pH is. It can also dial in where's our nitrogen levels, where's our iron levels, where's our micronutrients. Do I need to be applying this every day, every 3 months? Am I going crazy with some of these things? I know I went crazy with biostimulants the first year or two, and when I was soil testing, I'm like, whoa, I need to back off some of these micronutrients. I'm applying way too much. I don't need all this. And so it helps us to get a snapshot of what's in our soil. So last part, why does soil pH keep changing? That's going to fluctuate over time, and that's why we need to keep testing it. I'm not going to go there. What's the best time to apply? We'll end it here. Fall and spring are generally the best times to lime lawns. Fall has an added advantage as rain, snow, and cycles of freezing and thawing help lime break down and begin to work. Traditional lime can take many months to change soil pH significantly. And then they advertise Pennington fast-acting lime contains finely grained particles with the added benefit of adding, and then they go into adding their lime or advertising their lime product. They say fall is best. I didn't know that. I learned that. But you can also do it in spring. That's typically when I would do my first fall fertilizer. I would also put down my lime every other year. I don't know if I really did that last year. And I would just guess. I would say, let me do 4 bags. I need to really test it and see how much do I need to apply. And so the next part is how much lime should I apply and what is the most effective way to apply it. Soil test results will include the amount of lime your lawn needs based on its soil type and current pH. Follow those recommendations closely as acceptable amounts can vary significantly for soil types. For example, clay soil takes much more lime than sandy soil to achieve the same results. Beach versus maybe around here in central North Carolina, we got a lot of clay around here. Then they talk about their Pennington. By liming your lawn when it's needed, you help ensure your grass gets the nutrients and advantage that it needs for lush, healthy, beautiful growth. And then they talk about Pennington lime once again. I'm not here to really advertise any one product. I go and buy the $3.50, at least in the past years at Lowe's, $3.50 a bag, or $4.50 a bag of lime, and I would get 3 or 4 of those and throw it in the back of my car and come, and we'd spread that in the spring with my fertilizer, and my pH has relatively been fine. But you need to soil test. You need to at least get one of these rapid tests. We're going to see how bad or good my soil is in a second. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go ahead and get the soil, and I have to fill it up to that bottom line there. Hopefully you can see that. There's a bottom line you fill up with soil right here. So this much soil takes just a little bit of soil. Then we're going to fill this up with bottled water. Since I don't have distilled water here, we're going to fill this up with bottled water, and then we're going to undo a capsule, drop it in, and it should tell us where about my pH level is. And on camera, we're just going to do the backyard for now. I'll test the front yard later on, but I just want to show you, I'll give you what mine is live here on the camera, and it's going to tell me, hey, number one, I'm doing this before I do a soil test, because I want to do a soil test here very soon. I want to see what this says, and then we're going to go do a soil test to RX Soil, send off a sample of the whole entire yard, and see what they come back saying it is. So let's get our soil in here, then we'll add our water and our capsule. Alrighty, so as you guys saw, used the little probe here, got plenty of dirt. It has rained a whole lot, so I think I got this little probe by ordering Yard Mastery's soil test, and he offers a probe with it. I recommend it. You may be able to just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy you a little soil probe, but go right down and you just take out the dirt, fill it up. So very simple, but I'll link that below if you're interested. If you don't have one, I recommend just at least having one. It's very handy. Or you can just get a little, you know, little garden tool and dig it up, but that makes it super easy. Just go bam, and you got your soil plug. So as you saw, took the dirt, we filled it up to the line here. I'll show you the back side. We filled it up to the line here. Now I'm trying to mix this up. Now I don't have distilled water. It recommends distilled water, and it said wait a minute or two. So it's been almost a minute now. So I'm letting it mix in, and I'm gonna, I see the dirt moving around with the capsule. So the next part, we fill it up with water on top of the soil, and then we take one of these green capsules that come with the rapid test, which I've used. Here's what it looks like. It's like a little Advil pill. And you just take it apart. They look like this, just like a normal Advil or something. You take it apart, dump it in there, and it's supposed to give us our color. So I see it doing its thing. So we'll give it a second. But I'm testing I just took a plug right out of my backyard right here. So it's just a snapshot of this section of my lawn. Now it may get a totally different pH on the side or the front of your lawn. So I'd recommend doing all four. Or if you do a soil test, when they tell you to get a little sandwich bag, take your probe or take your tool, go around and do several different, dump it all in one bag, mix it up, and that's what I would send off with a soil test. That way you get an accurate reading of your whole entire yard. Just let's go finish out this video. Reading this, it looks like mine may be, the color I'm seeing is around a 6, which is not that great. Yeah, it looks like I may need to add some lime to raise it up just a little bit. I'll try to show you guys the best that I can without a reflection. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like that might be best right there. You can see it best matches to me as a 6. Now again, this is a rapid test. I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I tend to think that's right. I don't think I put a whole lot of lime down last time, so it definitely looks like it's 6, maybe a little higher. So I'm guessing I have a pH of somewhere around 6. Remember what the numbers were? It was 5.8 to 7.2. So I'm technically good, but I'm getting on the low end. So I may need to add a little bit of lime. So I'll be curious when I do an RX soil test, what do they come back and tell me? Is it around 6.1, 6.2, 5.9? I'm going to be paying attention to that to see how accurate this is. And again, if you're interested in this, like I said, it was like 10 bucks. It's called Rapid Test. I will try to find it and link it below if you're interested. I don't know if it's on Amazon. I'm sure it must be. I just bought it at one of my local town and country stores, but just to give me a snapshot that, hey, I do need to look at buying some lime for my yard, not a ton, but just a little bit, just to stay happily in between 6 and 7 makes me happy. So thank you guys for tuning in. Something else to think about, something else to consider for your lawn as we're doing this downtime. You can get you a couple bags of lime, keep it safe in your shed or your garage, and have it ready to go when you do your first fertilizer. But keep that in mind when you're out with the wife, out with the husband, that you may want to take the truck and get you some lime, and keep the pH in your mind. We want to set everybody up for success in the lawn and what they're going to be doing this spring, and hopefully you're already dominating with the lawn that you planted this past fall. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again for another video on Friday, and be sure to check the like or hit the like button. Become a channel member if you're interested for emotes, and we're going to be doing more live streams here in the spring when everybody kind of comes back together, and we'll be doing more live streams, and you'll have your own little badge by your name. So check out channel memberships, check out the Mr. Ferguson vlog channel. We've been doing devotions to feed our spirit man. Go check that out. Give it a thumbs up if you would. Thanks to those who do that during the week. I appreciate it. Ed and Mr. Kevin and others, Mr. Blake, thank you guys for the support there. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's all I got. Hope you have a fantastic week, and hopefully we'll see you on the vlog channel on Wednesday and here again with another video on Friday. God bless.